Would you like to learn how to transfer images with 2 surprisingly simple methods? Whether you're a crafter or someone who loves to get creative, image transfer can be a game changer. In this video, I'll show you 2 easy and effective ways to transfer images onto different surfaces: rub-on transfers and waterslide decals. I'm Donna from Mason Creations, etc., and welcome to my channel. So if you're ready to do this, my crafty friends, let's make a mess. I found these fabulous ceramic tile coaster blanks. They're unglazed, so they have a really nice matte surface to work on. They are meant for crafts and not floors or walls, so they don't have the built-in spacers that you'd normally have to sand off. These are kind of a game changer. I'm going to prime my surface with Polyvine multi-surface lacquer. This gives you a nice, even surface to work on. It will help your paint to go on smoother and adhere better. It also works wonderful for shiny surfaces, such as plastic, glass, or a glazed ceramic tile. It will stop your paint from chipping and peeling. I'll let that dry for about 2 hours. If you use on a shiny surface, I recommend drying overnight. This and all the products you're going to see me use today came from decoupagenapkins.com, my wonderful sponsors. All dry now, and it's time to paint. I'm using Pentart paint in the color Country Blue. I'm sponging it on because I want to create some texture. Where are you watching from? Let me know in the comments. It's fun to see what cities and countries you are all watching from. I'm filming from Las Vegas, Nevada in the United States. While the blue paint is still wet, I'm sponging on some Dixie Belle paint in the color Cotton, which is white. I'm doing the white heavier around the perimeter and lighter towards the center. I'm going back and forth with the blue and white paint until I'm happy with the way it looks. Kind of like doing ombre. When I'm using sponges to paint, I always spritz my sponges with a little bit of water first. It helps the paint go on smoother. I'm painting the other one using Pentart paint in the color White Gold. I just love this color. I use it a lot. It's gold, but more of a cool or neutral undertone. I use a lot of Pentart and Dixie Belle paints. They're my favorites. Both go on smooth and creamy and have great coverage. I'm going to show you the rub-on transfers first. These are called Garden Marvels and are by Redesign. These are so cute. I'm going to cut out and remove the images that I'm going to use. I chose a branch with some tiny leaves on it and a cute bird. I removed the backing and you're left with the image on clear plastic. The back of the image is sticky so it stays where you put it. I laid it down on the coaster and rubbed the image with a stick that they've provided in the package. As I'm rubbing the image, I'm lifting off the protective plastic. Lift slowly to make sure all the image has been rubbed off. If there are any pieces left on the plastic, lay it back down and rub it again. Keep rubbing and lifting as you go. Did you notice that I didn't paint the background white like you normally would have to do with decoupage? These images are not see-through, so you can put them over any color. First I rubbed on the leafy vine and then I positioned the bird's feet so that they're sitting on the vine and then rubbed on the bird. decoupagenapkins.com has such a great selection of napkins that you can purchase one at a time. They carry many other craft supplies such as rice paper, paint, clay, molds, and a great selection of Polyvine products. Over 9,000 products and growing. They are wonderful to work with and will send your order out fast. You'll receive free shipping on orders over $75 and special bonus points for orders over $100. Subscribe to their newsletter by entering your email address and you'll receive 10% off your next order. They are truly your one-stop shop for craft supplies. Make sure you check them out. I'll be leaving links for all the products I use in my description box below. Now I'm going to seal my transfer with the multi-surface lacquer and let it dry for about an hour. I'm going to do some shading around the bird and vine to make them stand out. I mixed some dark navy blue paint with water to thin it out a little bit. I'm going around the perimeter of the bird and sponging off the excess. This creates a dark edge around my images, which causes a shadow, making them stand out nicely. I test all the products that I recommend in my videos. I won't recommend anything that I haven't used myself and prefer. If I'm recommending it, you can bet it's a great product. Each product will be listed in my description box below and will have a blue link to make it easy for you to find. Any of the links I provide are safe for you to click on. Then I went around the edges of the coaster with some of the white paint again. My crafty friend Elena from South Carolina asked me to show the difference between rub-on transfers and the wet transfers. Here you go, Elena. This video is for you. I used the light blue paint and a sponge to blend all the colors together. This process is very similar to ombre painting. If you'd like to see a video on exactly how to paint ombre, click the banner in the top right corner. I'll also leave you a link to that video in my description box below. Okay, now it's time to do the waterslide decals. These are so much fun. I'm cutting out the image that I'm going to use. Now I'm trimming it a little bit closer to the image, eliminating excess background. If you're enjoying this video, please let me know by hitting that like button. And why not share this with a friend? Thanks for doing that. You won't want to miss any of the new projects coming up, so don't forget to subscribe. There's a protective clear plastic sheet over the decal, which I'm removing. Now I'm placing it on the coaster print side down. I'm saturating a clean sponge with some water and dabbing it onto my decal. Make sure you don't rub the sponge, only dab. Once your image is saturated with enough water, the paper backing will just slide right off. But do it carefully so as not to disturb the image. If the paper doesn't move, sponge more water on it. Now, don't touch your image at all. Just set it to the side and let it dry for a couple of hours. This one is looking a little too plain, so I'm going to have to fix that. I'm going to frame it. I mixed a tiny bit of Pentart Earthy Brown with some of the white gold to create a bronze color. I'm sponging it around all the edges of the coaster. Sponging the original white gold paint on this coaster gave it a really nice texture. Because of the metallic properties of this paint, the texture shows a lot more than a matte paint. It almost has a hammered look to it. I actually really like this look. Then I added a little bit of water to thin it out and splattered it all over the surface. This created a real vintage look. Oh, and by the way, when you do splatters, make sure everything is out of the way. It splatters everywhere. My paint is dry, and now I'm sealing my coasters with Polyvine Heavy Duty Wood Varnish in a satin finish. 3 coats of this gives you a beautiful shine that's moisture and heat resistant, as well as UV resistant and food safe. This works wonderful on any painted or decoupaged surface, or a shiny surface that has been coated with Polyvine multi-surface lacquer. I've had a few people ask me if this varnish has a strong smell. No, it does not. It's water-based, so there are no harmful fumes at all. It's only the solvent-based varnishes that have any fumes. The more coats you add, the deeper the shine becomes. I always recommend at least 3 coats for the best protection. Now if you want a matte or flat finish, you would need to first add 2 coats of the satin finish and then a final coat of the dead flat finish. The reason for this is that the chemical makeup of the satin formula gives it the special qualities of water, abrasion, stain, and heat resistance. The flat has the same chemical makeup but to a lesser degree. So coating with 2 to 3 coats of the satin first gives you the maximum protection that you will need for a coaster. I let the varnish dry 1 hour between each coat and then 2 hours after the final coat. The cure time is 48 hours and then your beautiful coaster will be ready to use. These coaster blanks came with some pre-cut cork backing, which I'm adding right now. Don't forget, all of the wonderful products I'm using today can be found at my favorite place for craft supplies, decoupagenapkins.com, and I'll leave you links in my description box below. If you would like to see more in-depth tutorials just like this one, click the picture on the bottom right to be taken directly to a playlist. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this tutorial was helpful. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking my picture in the top right corner so you don't miss any future videos.